Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. I'm on my lunch break, so I thought I'd do a quick live stream preview. It will be a quick one, maximum half an hour, because that's all the time I have. I'll have to be strict with my timing. I know everyone always makes fun of me um, when I say a quick one, and it never ends up being a quick one. Um, and yeah, obviously we got to talk about Zen vibes for me in my room. As you can see in the back, I've got my incense. Where is it? Incense stick at the back. So room is smelling nice. I'm feeling quite nice. But and by the way, I'm using this my work like setup mic, so the sound quality might not be as good today, guys. I apologize. I'm just doing this quickly as on my lunch break, so I didn't have time to use my usual high quality mic, but I think it does the job. So let me know if everything's good audio wise. And yeah, let me give a shout out to everyone that is in the house. 15 people. Wow. I did not expect that. I appreciate everyone that's coming through. Cartel in the house. It's amazing you're seeing your best team in Italy. Oh my God. Ever since I made that comment, and Cartel loves bringing that comment up, it lives in his mind rent free. Let me find it on my channel. I want to see what date I made that comment, because ever since I made that comment when Milan actually lost to Napoli. So let me share my screen with you guys. You can show. Uh, Here we are. Ever since I made that video, and it was very short reaction areas. Oh no, no, oh no! I didn't make it when they lost. I made it when they won against Juve. So and then ever since then, pretty much they've been cursed. So does it say where does it say the date? Is it 3 months ago? Oh, not good. YouTube didn't show the date. But yeah, you can see I was in the car, so it was a quick one. But they were so injury hit that game, and that comment referred to as the fact that, and again, just like last season to win the Scudetto, it's like how are these guys doing it? It makes no sense. How are they winning the Scudetto? How are they getting past? They had so many injuries last year, this year as well. They'll be playing Krunic out of position, still winning. They'll play Tatarusano in goal, still winning. Like every centre back is injured, still winning. That's what I meant. They're the best team in Italy because they still get results. But finally, things are starting to catch up to them, and now they are getting thrashed left, right, and center. It's one of the worst title defenses I've ever seen. And yeah, this is what a lot of Interisti we were saying. It was like it wasn't disrespect to Milan or the fans. It was just on paper that team just doesn't. There's no special quality in that team apart from Leao and Theo, but like it doesn't scare you, that team. And we're finding out what everyone meant those 2 years maybe of, like, you can't call it overperformance because they did it for 2 years straight back to back, but at some point, like, this young team had to fall, and finally we're seeing that. So let's see how long they keep falling for, and we could make it worse for them in the coming days when we have the derby. We could hit the final nail in their coffin, or maybe Pioli's coffin. Maybe could get him even fired if he loses another game. Yeah, King Darian in the house. Thank you very much, Eduardito. We got this. Yeah, I think we'll see. I'm not too bothered, to be honest, about this Coppa Italia game. And Atalanta are in good form, but now maybe the drama is over. We have to win this. Yeah, yeah. 2 days get left, guys. 2 days left. What's up, Rick Stoll? Yeah, early morning one. We've got 2 days left to the transfer market, guys. Officially closing on tomorrow, Tuesday midnight for Italy, 31st of January. It closes. So today, tomorrow, it's going to be Skriniar day. That's going to be Skriniar day. Basically, we're going to have to find out what the hell is happening with Milan Skriniar. And as more time goes past, as things keep going on, guys, I am becoming more and more accepting of what you guys have been saying. Majority of people have been saying, just sell this guy. Because I've been on the train of, no, let's keep him. He's not falling out with the dressing room. He's not falling out with the coach. He's not falling out with anyone in the playing staff, coaching staff. It's just his relationship with the directors clearly has broken down. But now, like, more things are coming out. I don't know if you guys are reading. I'm sure if you guys are on Twitter are reading. Um, but more and more things are coming out about Skriniar, that he's not really shown to be the guy that we all thought he was. Maybe we built him up too high. And when he saw that PSG offer come in, He's moving different. Now there's also reports, again, I keep reiterating, he isn't the Inter captain. He was just the temporary in the absence of first Handanovic, who's not in the starting 11 anymore, and then Brozovic, who is the real vice captain as per the hierarchy. So he just falls under that. But now reports are coming out of Italy. Gazzetta, who are saying that due to the disappointment between the club directors and the anger of the fans, um, few would accept the 27-year-old continuing as the interim captain. Skriniar has been wearing, as I said, blah blah blah, since the Handanovic is out of the team. And as I explained here as well, again, thank you, Gazzetta. Captaincy has been chosen based on seniority. Handanovic, Brozovic, D'Ambrosio. And now that he's clearly made his intentions known, and reports are also saying that this guy is pushing to leave. Like this month, it's not even about at the end of, like, he's pushing to leave as well. I thought it was a case of if the offer comes in or not. They're saying that this guy's afraid of the fan reaction. This guy just wants to go and get his bag at PSG right now, even though he wouldn't get that signing bonus. Um, so yeah, pandemonium, absolute chaos, and we'll talk about it when it's all official and done, guys. When this transfer, if it happens to PSG, Skriniar, we'll talk about. I'll have to make a video specifically for this to voice my thoughts on this whole situation. But at the moment, again, blame never will change the stance that the management and ownership is to blame as to what happened this summer. But since then, guys, what we're hearing about Skriniar, even apparently he spoke to Slovakian media. There was a report that came out, like a quote that he said, "Yes, I've signed for PSG, but I'm waiting for the clubs to agree." And then it was denied by his camp. But everything that's coming out, he's not looking good. He's not portraying himself in a good light. The way There's ways to leave the club, guys. You guys know, we remember how Icardi left the club. We remember how there's like how Perisic just left this past summer. Giving his all right until the end, having his best ever season for us. This is not the way to leave a club after the 6-7 years that he's had there. This is putting a stain on his legacy at Inter. And yeah, we'll talk about it. But a lot of disappointment coming in from me, to be honest, on Skriniar. A lot of disappointment. Um, and as I said, maybe we've built him up too much, too high. And this is modern football. Giovanni, early match reaction for me, and then why? Yeah, match preview, not reacting yet. Then by over, I mean he leaves now. Yeah, I am getting to that level as well, Eduardo. If he actually wants to leave, I never want to keep a player at Inter who doesn't want to be here. If you don't want to be here, just go. F off. We don't need anyone here that doesn't want to be here. I want players that are committed and fighting for the shirt, fighting for the fans. If he's got any doubts about staying, then yeah, let's sell him for whatever we can get as soon as possible. Massimo, it's pain day. What's up, Sean? Hope you're good. Yes, hope you're good. Adam, hope you're doing well. What's going on, Mo B? No, 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 it won't be 50 minutes, King Darian. It won't be 50 minutes. Leave a like, everyone. Yes, Giovanni, thank you for reminding everyone. Padre Pioli, Padre Shama in the building. I think most people are at work. Yeah, I think most people are, but it depends. The time zone difference is like, as Giovanni said, in NY, they probably haven't even gone to work yet. The cartel cursed. Yeah, I mean, I want them to curse. I'll make more videos like that cartel. This is amazing. I'll make more videos. I'll make a video about Napoli being the best team in the world, and maybe they'll fall off the face of the world. Yeah, Cancelo is going to Bayern on loan. That's crazy. Like, just out of the blue. He's been falling out of favor, or there's a breakdown between him and Guardiola, clearly. It's a shame. It's a shame. That would be, the Inter that are not even in the conversation. Yeah, it's sad, but interesting move. Um, no, again, I still disagree about booing and that kind of stuff. I'll always vehemently, strongly disagree with people that boo players. If he does end up staying, again, I still would expect Skriniar to be fully committed, fully professional, and deliver us. He still remains our best defender. He's still the leader at the back. He just needs to get on with it and be a man. Just be a man. Own your actions. Your stupid agent came out and spoke. Um, there's clearly a battle between directors, inter directors, and the agent. Like, they don't want to be portrayed in a negative light. That's why the agent came out and said, we rejected this offer, we rejected that offer, we didn't do anything wrong. They could, like, Marotta, like, he'll use the mudding media machine now to make Skriniar the villain of the situation, but in reality, both parties are wrong in this. Surely it doesn't start today. It's tomorrow, by the way, anti-juice. But yeah, I don't see how. Like, clearly his mind is not going to be, as we saw against Empoli. His mind is not going to be fully focused, fully ready. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure how Inzaghi would be ready to start someone like this. Mattia and now, what's up, Mr. Jesus? Yeah, we'll talk about Demiral quickly. So yeah, as one of the replacements for Skriniar, the rumors that come out today, and there's no surprise, we were linked with this guy in the summer as well, if you guys remember. Meri Demiral, Turkish centre back that now plays at Atalanta. They bought him. He was on loan last season, and they took the option to buy him for around 20 million euros, Atalanta. But he's not a certain starter for them, and yeah, depending on if Inter receive the right offer for PSG, if it gets too close to 15 to 20 million euros, it looks like Inter might just cash in. And then the names reported are Thiago Giallo from Lille, Victor Lindelof at United, and then Demiral today, Rodrigo Becao from Udinese is another one that's strongly linked. Still only like 24, 25 years old, Demiral, but I keep saying I'm a big fan of Demiral, big fan. Like, he's literally a guy out of like the 80s or the 70s of football, like old school throwback center back. Strong, just gritty, loves a tackle, celebrates after a good slide tackle. Little bit like on the edge, a bit dirty as well. Gets lots of yellow cards, makes a lot of stupid decisions, and that's where the negative start. He still doesn't seem like he's learned, like, from his rash decision making, rash tackles at times. Um, he's very like emotional within the match. He gets very riled up. He's very average on the ball, and mainly, I'll show you now. His injury record is really bad, especially for a centre back. Because centre back is a position where you guys, you need someone like Skriniar over the last 5 6 years. He barely ever gets injured, and look at that. This is just over the last 2 or 3 years. Look at the amount of injuries. Obviously, the ACL is a big one, which will always mean that he's not particularly or there's always a fear that that could be re-aggravated at some point, or the other knee could go, because that's what it is with ACLs. If one goes, the likeliness of your other knee going is also high. And then look at all these muscular injuries, knee problems, inflammations. Um, it's not, yeah, it's not very encouraging. And as a right centre back in that screening up position, I don't have faith in him being able to do that double role of being, you almost have to be a hybrid, like almost like a right back at times, being able to progress as well with the ball. As I said, he's very average with the ball. He's got some mistakes in him. Um, as a center of the three, like he plays Atalanta, then yeah, then I'm still like, then I would be on board. Because that role doesn't require as much lateral movement as well. He's a little bit struggles with that as well. But as I said, I do like him. Um, and I don't know how much Atalanta would want. I mean, as I said, they've only bought him for 20 million. This past summer, transfer market rates him at 25 million. Injury record, plus, yeah, I don't know. It's not. He's not that guy for me. He's not that guy for me. But I don't know what you guys think. Um, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, Massimo. Yeah, he's just seeing how Hakimi has left and Lukaku has left, and Perisic. Um, that the grass isn't always greener. So yeah, it comes even more as a surprise. It comes even more as a surprise. Hey, Ian Kurt in the house. Ian Kurt in the house. Notarius Ryuji for accepting. Well, and I mean now it's like I don't know what about that. Like he got his salary doubled as well. Like it's like that's not thinking that with Lautaro, he was begging, he was twerking to go to Barcelona just a couple of seasons ago. Perisic put in a transfer request when Arsenal came for him a few years ago. Then at first he wants to leave to Man United. Then afterwards, they also come back on board. Like all these players are clearly the same guys. Like now we don't need to like put Lautaro on a pedestal because he accepted to be on the wage levels of Brozovic, being high paid at the club. Of course, every single player could get more if they go to Premier League. That's the reality of things. Um, but Skriniar has been playing on 3 million. He's been underpaid for the last 3 or 4 seasons as well, Skriniar. And then an offer like that comes, and then the numbers now have come out on the Skriniar offer. Then I thought it was like 9 million, including bonuses, this new salary at PSG, but they're saying 9 million plus bonuses. So you're talking about 10, 11 million net salary, like plus the signing bonus, which is according to Nicolas Skira around 15. So in totality, that offer is double what Inter offered, double. So I don't blame Skriniar. Like you accept that. Any normal human being accepts that. There's no competing with Inter's offer. But as I said, there's ways and styles to leave a club. He could just be clear that, guys, I'm not signing the contract. Be clear about it till the end of the season. I'm committed to Inter, and then see you guys later in the summer. We'll be able to accept that, fine. But he has not handled it very well. He's not handled it very well. Yes, sir. Got my fresh cut yesterday. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, everyone will be a downgrade, really, isn't it? When you think about it. Becao, Demiral. I would prefer the names that I'm seeing in terms of Thiago Jallo, a 22-year-old from Lille. I like the idea of having someone a bit more of an athletic profile. I've been saying, Inter do like that profile at the back. Like we have got none of our centre backs are quick. None of them are happy in open space and being, high up in the line. If that's how Inzaghi wants to play, we need at least one athletic, quick defender. So I do like the links, even though I've not watched him play, Thiago Jallo. He comes from the youth of Milan's youth team, and he's won the Ligue 1 with Lille. The not last season, the year before. So yeah, it's those are the types of names I want. I'm not, Becao, the Serie A names, Demiral, I guess, yeah, like good stop gaps because they know Serie A. They've got decent experience, playing three at the back, like makes sense. But let's see. Them call center heads said, yeah, exactly, Mohammed, the call center ones. Non conta chi con la pioggia scappa, conta chi nella tempesta resta. Exactly. Who stays. It doesn't matter who runs away in the rain. It matters who stays in the storm. Lovely quote. Lovely quote. And yeah, King Darian, exactly. This is why I've been saying that. And Skriniar is my favorite player. And I said, if Skriniar renews with Inter, I was going to break that rule and buy Inter shirt with 37, Skriniar at the back. But it wasn't to be. Wasn't to be. And this is why I don't exactly think Dorian. This is why I have that agenda of not buying player names ever. Although I have I create some t-shirts, sometimes nice t-shirts designers. I did create one with the Skriniar kiss celebration, remember? I never actually like sold those ones. Sometimes I just create them for my own enjoyment. And I will keep that. Again, I'm not one of those people who throw shirts away or burn the shirt just because a guy left afterwards. But yeah, it does leave a sour taste in your mouth. Yeah, that's what I mean. He's literally getting to Icardi levels now. The way he's behaving with his agent is getting to those Icardi levels where he's creating a very negative stain on his legacy. Very negative. And yeah, I mean that video from Materazzi. If you guys didn't see it, Materazzi looked into the camera and said, "Bro, you're not gonna get 80,000 Interisti giving you, or nowhere else you're gonna find 80,000 people giving you love like the Interisti do on a weekly basis. So you decide." But obviously he's decided already by the looks of it. But yeah, let's get. I wanna, as I said, I'm only gonna be here for half an hour, so we need to get into the match preview for tomorrow's game. Actually, what is the kickoff? Is it like 8 p.m. usually, isn't it? Yeah, 8 p.m. tomorrow, Coppa Italia at home I've got some predicted lineups here, but it's always difficult for Coppa Italia because they don't really um, have that much coverage in the media, even in Italy. But sport media have put this lineup. Oh yeah, quickly. Oh yeah, there was a rumor today about Harry Maguire. First of all, Daily Mail. I don't support that publication. I don't want to give them any clicks and exposure and just excuse me mention even their name. Trash publications. If you want news about Kim Kardashian or Love Island, Daily Mail is your go-to. So absolute trash. They know that Maguire isn't the starter at the moment, or Lindelof as well, and this is kind of the links they'll build now because they, Inter have done business with Man United before. Um, so yeah, but it was a funny one. It was a funny one. Obviously, the memes that the Harry Maguire would generate would be just unreal. Um, yeah, so expected lineup for tomorrow looks like same back three as per Sport Media said. Don't take these guys are not usually that accurate, so don't take this too seriously. Look at that; they've even got Gosens and Mkhitaryan mixed up there in the lineup. But it to me, like if you ask me, this seems pretty accurate because we know Barella's coming back because he was suspended um, with for the last game, and then Aslani hasn't started. He started in the last Coppa Italia game, so and then one of Hakan and Mkhitaryan needs to rest. To me, it should be Mkhitaryan to be honest, because Mkhitaryan has been playing non-stop the last few games, completing 90 minutes. So to me, I would actually play Mkhitaryan. I would play Hakan in the Mezzala role and then rest Mkhitaryan, and you can bring him on to give him 20, 30 minutes at the end. Gosens has to start. He has to start. Dimarco, we know, he's the starting left wing back, but you can see with Dimarco, he doesn't. His physiological makeup. He doesn't have 90 minutes in his legs. He's not, that he just doesn't got that athleticism to be doing this week in week out every 2 or 3 days. So he needs to be rested. And you have bloody Robin Gosens there. It's not, it's not. What's the Milan backup called? Like, I need to bring him up now because otherwise I'm gonna be annoyed. What's his name? That guy. They signed him from a French team. Balotore, yeah. They haven't got like a random dude like Balotore there. This is Robin Gosens playing against his old team. I'm sure he's going to be fired up for this game. So I want to see Robin Gosens starting 100%. And don't freeze yet, especially, Darmian if he's having to play right centre back. It could be the game for D'Ambrosio as well. Wouldn't be against starting D'Ambrosio. He's going to be a bit rusty, but we need to get him up to speed as well, especially guys, if we sell Skriniar, there's only one more day left for the transfer window. If we don't get a replacement, then it's going to be out right centre back is going to be Darmiano and D'Ambrosio. So we need to get D'Ambrosio up to speed again, physically and in match shape, if we are going to be using him. And Dumfries finally showing signs of life. He was definitely one of the better players against Cremonese. He looks physically back to his old self. So hopefully he continues. Obviously, clearly he's not leaving in this January window. So he needs to get his price tag up again for the summer. Up front, yeah. The issue that we have at the moment. I like that Inzaghi has realized that he can't be starting in Dzeko week in, week out. But the problem is the option is just not worth it at the moment. Correa is like absolutely useless. It's one of the is in Inzaghi's biggest L's that this is his guy. This Correa is his guy. We spend big money for this guy and he's not able to get anything out of him. Like even if he got him to the level of last season, which still wasn't great, but he still was contributing and helping the team. And I've talked about it many times that Inter's best games last season actually came when Correa was playing in terms of performance. But this guy this season is absolutely useless. Like playing in 10 men is absolutely ridiculous. But at the same time, you have this guy, no one's buying him. So I guess you have to continue, just continue playing him, hoping he recovers at some point. But at the same time, it's Oh, I'd rather play, yeah, like a lot of people say, I'd rather play Carboni or just play someone else. Just is getting to a level now where we're getting really desperate, really, really desperate. Guitar left wing back. Nah, definitely don't want to see that. You see, he always misses runs in behind his back. And doing up and down bleep test on the left hand side. That's definitely not what Mkhitaryan needs at this level. And yeah, Mickey will be killed like Dzeko last season if Inzaghi's not careful. And I was so annoyed by the fact that good afternoon, Nicola. I was so annoyed by the fact that Inzaghi, I said it in my post match reaction. He said, "Oh, in midfield, I only had four Primavera guys on the bench. Like, just bro, he's supposed to use them. This is the time you're supposed to use them when you're in an emergency. Just like even Allegri, who's not known to be a youth developer, a Juve has had to because of the injuries in midfield to Pogba, McKennie, Paredes here and there, Locatelli. Like he's had to use Fagioli, Miretti, even on the wing, Sule, Illing Jr. Like he's had to integrate them because of injury issues. They had so many injuries, but he's still using them. Whereas Inzaghi seems like unless like literally something like a meteorite hits Mapiano Gentile and all the players like completely out, like he just won't play them. Like I did not like that comment from him. Like got four Primaveras on the bench. So yeah, use them, even for 5 or 10 minutes. Use them. Infuriating, infuriating. Yeah, well, let's see. Let's see. Well, I've always said Darmian. I've always been happy. Darmian, I think that is his long-term position, the right centre back. So it's not the end of the world, but I know I mean it really would strike a note, a banter era note. And yeah, Lukaku, Lakaka, Klunkaku, like Brikaku, whoever you want to call him. He, he's still like I remember when the injury came out, I remember, and a lot of people were saying in the comments, oh, it's not that serious, bro. But this is the problem with Lukaku. Even a little injury, it means that it takes him another 2 weeks to get back in shape. It was just an inflammation of his knee. But look, now we're on to the second week of that injury, and he still hasn't started a game. He's still only getting like 10 minutes at the end of a game. Obviously they don't want to risk him. So I wouldn't still risk him because you don't want to aggravate the injury. But that even shows even further that maybe this guy really is finished at the top level. Because if his body can't even handle this type of football, it's absolutely over for Lukaku at the top level. Um, yeah, already talked about the Demiral, so skip back if you're interested in that. Juve punishment reasons have just been released. Okay. I'll definitely read into that, Ian. Thank you for talking about that. Yeah, it's Monday today. Yeah, they said there was going to be released Monday. I'm going to have to get a coffee. I'm sure it's going to be a lengthy statement. He's the Primavera guys, motherfucker. Yeah, that was my quote from the live stream last time around. Jeez, we got 55 people. Oh my goodness, on a random live stream that I chose to do on my lunch break. Thank you guys, but please leave a thumbs up before we finish. And Mourinho as well, using plenty Primavera. This guy is he's not even using them out of like force. Like he's actually using them even when he's got other choices, like that Tahirovic guy in midfield, Bove, Volpato. Like this guy is really, really using Roma's Primavera historically is really, really good. But say it still, like we've got a good Primavera as well. Nikhil, yeah, no, yeah, that's where he started. He was a Primavera coach. That's what we talked about. He's such a juxtaposition in Zaghi. He's a young Italian coach who plays, progressive football most of the time. And he started off as a youth coach at Lazio, but he doesn't. Yeah, there seems to be that he just doesn't being able to develop players, and he didn't in the Lazio either in the Lazio first team. So yeah, it's really really confusing, and that has to come down. Like with Juve, because they implemented the next gen project, which is their step up from the youth team, is between youth team is their B team basically. Um, so it's their part of the project, and it's probably that's why Allegri has also been told that you need to be using these guys because they've actually invested money into that B team, which every Italian team needs to be doing. By the way, we should be doing that, but obviously we're too broke. Um, but that is the future. That's what needs to happen. That's how you close the gap between Primavera and the professional football. B team, you're getting there, not quite there still, but at least you're getting there, and getting regular professional level football, and they're actually able to, their plan long term. Agnelli said before he left, before he got kicked out, that Juve plan to have at least, was it 50 or 60% of the starters from their own academy, like in the next 5 to 6 years. I think that was their plan, which is very ambitious. But it's probably the future. I think they're recognizing that in Italian football, if you're not able to buy, you're gonna have to just develop yourself. So that is the future. So Inzaghi also needs to realize that. But yeah, so according to this predicted lineup, Skriniar isn't starting. According to this one, D'Ambrosio starting. So this is Eurosport. Apart from that, oh yeah, so yeah, Eurosport have Lukaku starting. If he's fit, then he should start. If he's fit, then he should start. To be honest, and they have Hakan instead of Mkhitaryan, which is what I would prefer. And obviously, we know to watch out in terms of Atalanta. The guy to watch out for is, if he starts, is Lookman, who is on the bench here. Uh, Absolutely brilliant form. One of the signings of the season um, for in Italian football after Kvara, I would say, and after Kim Min Jae, I would say he's right up there. Just I think just over 11 million euros. Amazing signing. Um, And yeah, obviously we need to. I'll put it on giving you guys homework. Scalvini, I want you guys out with your notepads. It's going to be a very unlikely signing, but he is on. He is one of the chosen ones by the management. Um, but yeah, so make sure you look out for Scalvini if he starts, and obviously Demiral, just in case he's starting here as well. Demiral, so it looks like he will be starting. So I want your opinions post match tomorrow on Demiral, on Scalvini. And yeah, to end, I'm not too bothered about the game, to be honest. As I said, Coppa Italia, we won it last year. I don't want to stretch this squad too thin. We can't compete in three competitions like we did last year, because that was the problem. The squad is too thin to compete three competitions. So Inzaghi needs to decide. In my opinion, it should be focused top four, so League and Champions League. Um, we've got the Super Cup under our belt. Yes, obviously, if we go past and we go through Coppa Italia, it'll be great to get try to get another Coppa Italia. It's Inzaghi's DNA, clearly. And yeah, I'm not, honestly, I'm not too bothered about the end result. If we lose, we lose. The most important thing is extra time. If we go to extra time, that's a loss. That's a loss already. We do not want extra time football before the Milan derby. That's Yeah, that's really bad. We cannot have that, because Milan are not in Coppa Italia, so they will be rested. They'll have 6 days of rest before playing us, and obviously they're going to be looking for redemption after their awful recent form. And that's why I haven't been bantering them as well. Like, I've bantered them a little bit on Twitter, but I'm like holding off until we actually play the derby. I don't want to be eating my words. Um, but yeah, no extra time, please. If you lose in the 90 minutes. But I know it's gonna be like 1-1 extra time, and then like, yeah, we lose in extra time, so double whammy. Mohammed wants to win Coppa Italia again. Fair enough. Again, I don't mind it. Last year I really wanted to win it because we hadn't won it in so many years, and we did. This year I'm not too bothered, and I want, as I said, it's about choosing properly. You have to focus on your priorities, and priority is getting top four and getting past Porto, which are both very, very realistic. So yeah, and we do play at San Siro. We are at home. Thank you everyone for tuning in. As I said, this was a quick lunchtime stream on my lunch break. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys tomorrow, obviously post match for the reaction. Watch out, Scalvini, Demiral. I want to hear your thoughts after the match, and let's see. Skriniar, sort yourselves out, brother. If you want to leave, f off, get 15, 20 million. Let's move on with our lives. If not, let's see what happens. Ciao ragazzi, see you soon. Forza Inter as always. Ciao.